Well, hello everyone. This is John Byrne with Poets&Quants. Welcome to our event. This is going to be a real great extravaganza. We are going to talk about undergraduate business education at two terrific schools, two big options. And we'll talk a lot generally about what people get out of an undergraduate business education. The title of our first talk is something that I think would interest everyone who intends to major in business. It's from application to acceptance. And this session is all about admissions. We'll follow this session with one on careers and what people actually do with the degree once they get it. And then after that, there will be two chat sessions, each in a half an hour. So it's from 6 to 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. There'll be a chat with, let's see, the Gies School of Business, the Gies College of Business. And at 6:30 on the dot, there'll be a chat with Miami Farmer. So let me introduce our two guests right off the top. From the University of Illinois Gies College of Business, we have Casey Abbott. She's Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions and Recruitment. And from Miami University's Farmer School of Business, we have Chanel White, who is Senior Assistant Dean and Director of Divisional Advising. So let's just start off with the basics. Tell us a little bit about your school. One thing that I think people would love to know is, in fact, when someone majors in business, it's not merely business. There are all these sure, you're majoring in business, but there's a lot of different opportunities within the business school and business education to major in, whether it be finance, marketing, business analytics, or whatnot. So, Casey, let's start with you. Tell us about the Gies College of Business and the undergraduate program.
Great. Thanks, John. Excited to be here. I work at Gies College of Business at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign in Champaign, Illinois, about 2 hours south of Chicago. We are part of a large Big Ten university with about 40,000 undergraduate students on our campus. We have about 3,000 undergraduate students in business. So I talk to families all the time about the benefits of being at a really large school, but then with a small academic community in business. Within that class of students that we bring in each year, they all start off as business undeclared majors. And every business school does this a little differently. So I think it's a really good question to start with and to think about during your search process. So we directly admit students to Gies Business as business undeclared, and then they have their first and second year to decide what particular area of business they want to study in depth for their major. We have 11 different majors in addition to some minors. And sometimes families are like, okay, well, then what are we doing during those first 2 years? And you're taking our business core curriculum, which is really that foundation in all areas of business. Everything from experiential learning, starting to build that network of corporate partners, but also foundations in accounting and finance, marketing, operations management, computer science, and data analytics. Oftentimes, that's figuring out what students want to do and then also what they don't want to do within those first 2 years to then declare their major by the beginning of their junior year. Declaring their major is then a very simple process. I know we're going to talk about admissions in a little bit, which is competitive and has a lot of components. But then once you're in business undeclared, students can move with a lot of flexibility within the majors.
I would add that one of the exciting developments at Gies is the opening of a new building for undergraduate business students.
Mhm.
That building will open in the fall of 2025. So for people who are applying in this next cycle, you're going to have a brand new home in addition to what is called BIF, the Business Instructional Facility. It's the main building. And this new building is sensational. I put on a hard hat and I took a tour of it last week.
Saw some photos of that. You looked pretty natural with that hard hat on.
You go, and it was spectacular. I got to tell you, I can't wait to see it completed. There is, among other things, a magnificent outdoor terrace where events will be able to be held and a great auditorium. It's a
Mhm.
real addition to the Gies College of Business that people who apply in this next cycle are going to take advantage of for sure. The other
Absolutely.
thing I might add is I met your Business 101 teacher,
Mhm.
Amy, who was a real superstar. This is the first course in the freshman year that business majors will take. And it just gives you a really good understanding of business and society with even assignments, project assignments with companies and
Mhm.
organizations right off the bat. So you're really, you're rolling up your sleeves and getting involved immediately. So now, Chanel, tell us about the Miami Farmer Program.
Absolutely. So the Farmer School of Business is located in Oxford, Ohio, beautiful Southwest Ohio. The trees are starting to turn and looking pretty spectacular on our campus. So we have around 17,000 undergraduate students at Miami University and around 4,700 in the Farmer School of Business. And so you have the great advantages of a big institution with a small school feel. Our deep commitment is to undergraduate teaching. So the kind of bread and butter of the Miami experience is really that deep commitment to undergraduate teaching, where your classes are all taught by professors. So we have faculty who teach your courses, not graduate assistants or teaching assistants. And so you're really going to get to know your faculty very well. In the first year, all of our students engage in a client-based project called the First Year Integrated Core. It's an incredible opportunity to hit the ground running and study those business fundamentals, business decision-making, communication, creative thinking, and computational thinking or coding. So you're going to engage with real client data, sign a non-disclosure agreement, and work on a client project from day one here in the Farmer School of Business. So it's a pretty incredible opportunity to have and to be able to share with employers when you're interviewing for those internships. Students like Gies here in the Farmer School of Business, students have until the end of the sophomore year before they have to know which business major they'd like to pursue. And our curriculum is constantly evolving, so we have new programs every year that students can consider, such as our cybersecurity management for accountancy certificate or our deal certificate. And around 65% of our business students study abroad at some point during their time here in the Farmer School. So not only are you getting an incredible undergraduate business education here, but you also have the opportunity to engage in that work globally.
And I believe you have 10 majors and co-majors. Is that correct?
We do, yes, including our incredible entrepreneurship program, where all Farmer School students will take one of our entrepreneurship classes and really get to explore this really fantastic, highly ranked program. And what my friends in entrepreneurship like to call have many shots on goal. So coming up here in a couple of weeks, we'll have our startup weekend where students work in teams to collaborate and build a new business model from start to finish. So that's one of our really unique programs that we offer here in the Farmer School. That startup weekend is a pretty incredible opportunity to compete for cash prizes.
That's great. Now, you may or may not know out there that business is the number one major at the undergraduate level in America. And the reasons for that, I think, are pretty obvious. The skills that you learn in a business program are applicable for whatever or anything you end up doing. The ability to collaborate with others, the ability to present well, the ability to persuade people one way or the other. And then the basics, accounting, finance, marketing, strategy, leadership are things that would serve you well. But I want Chanel to tell me, why should students, in fact, pursue an undergraduate business degree from your perspective?
Absolutely. We're preparing students for careers that don't yet exist, but providing those really foundational skills like communication, problem solving, critical thinking, working in teams. One of the really kind of strength points here at the Farmer School is they engage in that client-based project from the first year, and then that continues throughout the curriculum. So they're going to continue to have opportunities for hands-on learning and applied business concepts in a lot of their courses. So undergraduate business education continues to evolve and keep up with the landscape. We bring executive speakers to our campus. So we have Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, who's joining us here on October 1st, for example. So we are really excited to bring those opportunities to students here in Oxford, Ohio, in addition to the hands-on learning that they're going to engage in their coursework. So there's opportunities to develop that lens from the global perspective that I shared, but also to apply the industry and career-related knowledge in their fields of study. It is very common for business students to have a major and a minor or a second major in business. And many students choose to couple that with the program outside the farmer school as well. Our curriculum is very easily customizable so that students can really accomplish all that they want to do during their time at Miami.
Casey, what's your take on that question? What's the real value of business education today?
I agree with what Chanel was saying about the evolution of the field and preparing leaders for that first job, but then also how is your career going to evolve with the second, third, and fourth job, ensuring that that four-year degree is going to prepare you for that career longevity, which I know my colleague Christina is going to talk about when the career panel happens. So yeah, that breadth of knowledge within all areas of business, in addition to that depth within a particular major, I think is really important with business. Also, the diversity of backgrounds from our faculty. I think business is pretty unique in that you have faculty that come from a pretty traditional academic path. And then you also have faculty that have worked in a variety of companies and organizations and positions that now are bringing those skills to the classroom. So I think that's a unique part of studying business that students really identify with, and that parents can get excited about too.
And I want to say something else about a business education, which is why I think it's the most popular major for undergraduates in America today. Business schools are uniquely positioned to help young people launch their careers. I majored in English and political science. I guarantee you there was no coach, there was no one there to help me get a job when I graduated. That is not true at a business school. It's still true in political science and English and geography and philosophy, and you name your other major, definitely true. There's usually a university-wide office that helps with career management, and most students never even see them. In a business school, you're actually given a careers curriculum. You're often given a coach. There are a lot of job postings, and there are a lot of recruiters who come right to campus. You're taught how to get a job, and you're taught how to use the network to seize opportunities that are invisible to you otherwise. And it is the only school on a university campus that actually feels that when that piece of parchment is handed to the student, the job is not over. The job is over when the student gets a job. And that is unique. And I think it's one of the major reasons why so many people want to get an undergraduate business education. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how have undergraduate programs evolved in recent years. The world is changing rapidly. Artificial intelligence is going to be a big part of the way we live and the way we work in the future. It's already here and affecting many people, but so is generally more digitization and the digital transformation of businesses and society overall, as well as business analytics and sustainability. So, Chanel, give us a sense of how your undergraduate program has evolved to address some of these hot topics.
Well, we have a couple of great hands-on learning opportunities on our campus through the EY Cybersecurity Initiative, and we also have the Center for Analytics and Data Science, which has a learning lab. So students can connect with both of these initiatives, and they're engaging in research that's cutting edge. Our faculty went on a summer retreat, for example, this summer, to really focus on issues related to cybersecurity, generative AI. And we've worked with some faculty here in the Farmer School and developed a chat bot also for kind of quick questions as well that students can access. So there are some really incredible ways that we're applying that, not only in research, but in teaching and practice as well. We have a number of client partners that we work with on projects through our practicum courses and our data analytics program, we have a practicum course that's related to that. And also in our project management class too. So students are getting hands-on work with clients. And the farmer school faculty are really incredible and love engaging with undergraduate students in their research projects. So it's a pretty unique opportunity to be a published author when you are maybe only a third-year student in school. So really unique ways to get involved in first-year research here at Miami.
And hands-on projects are vital because they really give students the opportunity to talk about what they've done with interviewers for jobs. And it makes those conversations much more substantive than they otherwise would be. Casey, how is Gies responding to all these evolving trends?
I think first it's embracing these trends, right? Seeing them as opportunities and hopefully instilling in students the ability to understand and bring in new technologies to their work. Right now it's AI. We'll see what it is in 10, 20, 30 years, but that they'll have this experience in pivoting and embracing new technologies, whatever they may be. In terms of our curriculum, we've expanded our plus data science majors. So we have now 3 plus data science degrees. So it's one major in business that could either be finance plus data science, accounting plus data science, or generally business and business administration plus data science. And that data science piece is interdisciplinary. So it means that you would be taking classes in statistics and computer science and information sciences from really world-renowned departments all over our campus. And so we have a lot of students that are excited and interested in those majors. And initially, when I talk to prospective students, we talk a lot about plus data science, but then we also expand and say there's a lot of different ways that you could weave technology into your career. It could, or into your major. It could be a plus data science major. It could be our information systems major. Could be a computer science minor over in the Granger College of Engineering. Or through our business core curriculum, like we were talking about, everyone's got to take a computer science course in addition to 2 business analytics courses. And for some students, that's enough. And so it's really, as your career goals and interests evolve, how deep do you want to go into that space? But everyone's got to go a little bit and feel like they're building this toolkit of skills around understanding data, visualizing data, and how we can use those tools in a variety of settings. I worked with a student, he graduated a couple years ago, that really had this interest in data science and computer science. He studied accounting, and he actually did a research project with one of his faculty members from a general education course in media and cinema studies. So he was able to work with this researcher, and then he had skills in terms of data visualization that faculty member didn't have. So I love to see how students can apply that knowledge and interest within business and then outside of business as well.
Right. And I wonder, what are you really looking for in an applicant? Now, we know that undergraduate business programs are pretty selective. They're often among the most selective majors on any university campus. There are far more people who want to major in business than schools can often accommodate. So what are you really looking for, Casey?
We're looking for students that have done well academically, that are ready to be successful, but also challenged in our curriculum. So it's always going to be first and foremost what we're looking for. We're also looking in those essays, both the essays that are required on our campus and then the Common App essay, as applicants refer to it, as students that are going to contribute unique career goals, skills, backgrounds to our community, thinking about that value they would add in the classroom, and students that have shown that they can manage their time between various extracurriculars and activities and commitments and earning great grades, because we know that's a requirement of a business student to be connected and busy and doing things both inside and outside of the classroom. So that's what we're really looking for in terms of admitting students to our program. We're test optional. We can talk more about that, but plan to be, at least for the foreseeable future.
Now, a lot of people talk about fit in terms of does a student's personality and the way he or she might deal with the demands of a program fit with that program? How do you assess fit of a candidate, Casey?
We're looking for students that understand how business can impact themselves, their community, their world, where they may be at in their lives. And so understanding that business is more about just making money, but it's really tackling and solving some of the biggest problems that we're facing. And I think a student that can connect the value of business in that really purposeful way post grad is something that would mean that they're a great fit on our campus and what we expect our students to do.
In fact, Gies has a tagline. And it goes right to this question. It's business with purpose, right?
Mhm. Business on purpose, yes. Yeah.
Purpose.
Just
Yeah.
that intentionality of what it means to be active in your communities and in your teams and in your workplaces.
And I think that fits in with the interests of younger generations of students who really just don't want a job or they just don't want to make money. They want to do something that's positive for society, and it's important to them. And a business program that wants you to do that, that is placing a tagline, business on purpose, and asking you about your why, is a program like that. Now, at Farmer, Chanel, what are you looking for beyond the obvious academic credentials and test scores?
Certainly, we want the well-rounded student. So we're looking for students who have a sustained commitment, leadership, dedicating themselves to activities that they're passionate about. And so we're looking for students, who really are engaging in quality experiences. They have leadership experience. They're involved in high school. And this could include a part-time job that the student has maintained over a period of time. Academically, we're certainly looking for students who've chosen a rigorous curriculum in high school. And admission to the farmer school is competitive, and most students will have completed more than the minimum requirement. We are also test optional at this time. And so we're really looking at every component of the applicant profile. So we're looking at all of the academic choices that the student made that are available at their school, but then the co-curricular experiences that the student has had as well. And we're really looking for students who are ready to dive right in. Our goal is to transform students throughout their 4 years here and to have beyond ready leaders who are ready to contribute to any organization from day one. When you start that first year client project, you're going to engage in data. You're going to learn Python. You need to kind of jump in and be able to immerse yourself in your work. And so we want students who are really excited about those opportunities, but also build skills that are going to create future leaders of tomorrow's business organizations. And so we want students who are really passionate about learning about business and sustainability and in our sustainability class, and learning about opportunities to apply that in their supply chain courses, for example. So it's really about the cross-disciplinary connections and the opportunity to grow as an individual while you're here in the farmer school.
Now, Chanel, what would you say sets your program apart from other schools?
Our faculty are truly incredible. The Farmer School faculty are deeply committed to undergraduate teaching. We have a small number of graduate programs, and students can even complete those as a 3+1. So students can get an undergraduate degree and a master's degree all in 4 years here. But really, like I shared, our deep commitment is to undergraduate teaching. So 100% of your courses are going to be taught by faculty, not taught by graduate assistants. And so you have the opportunities of a big institution with that small school feel. As you walk the halls in the farmer school every day, you're going to see familiar faces and students that you know, and your faculty are going to get to know you and recognize you. They're here to help support you in your career endeavors and really want to help you be successful. So where can you see yourself calling home for the next 4 years? I know that fit question can be hard to establish, but we really think the value of the farmer school education is a deep commitment to that undergraduate teaching.
That's great. Casey, what sets your program apart from other schools?
I think similarly, being a very small cohort of students, we graduate about 800 students per year. I think that really surprises families when I talk to them, when you talk about being at one of the largest public universities in the country. That evolution that we talked about, every year I've worked here, we've had a new major or a new part of our core curriculum. And that's based on feedback from our students, from our graduates, and from corporate partners. Basically the skills that they're saying they need students ready to make an impact in their fields right after graduation. So big schools, old schools sometimes are slow to pivot, but we have a lot of energy around making sure that our degrees are as intentional and current and updated as they possibly can be for the students while they're here, in addition to joining this huge network with then that support after you graduate to continue to add value to your degree. We're also home to the largest minor on campus. We offer the business minor. It's a predominantly online minor, which I think we do online education in the graduate space extremely well. And that's been able to then make an impact to undergraduate students across our campus studying all sorts of different fields. And that's really exciting too.
Now, undergraduate business schools, some of them do direct admit, which means you apply to the business school that admits you and you know you're going to get a business education. Some schools, you apply to the university first, and then in your sophomore year, you essentially apply again to the business school, and your admittance is often based on your GPA in your first 2 years. Which way is it at Gies?
This is where I'm really glad that I only have to be an expert in our program. And so I hope people feel comfortable reaching out to me after today if you have questions about Gies, because that's where I'm at. All of the above in some ways. Students do apply directly to Gies Business on their application to the University of Illinois by choosing Business Undeclared. And we do directly admit students so they can start that business curriculum right away during their first year. If students start in another major on our campus, they can apply after their first year to start with us as second year students. We'll make sure that their curriculum can be folded in to that standard 4-year plan that they'll do in their remaining 3 years. But if a student knows that they're interested in studying business at the University of Illinois, they should choose Business Undeclared on that first choice major on the Common App or directly on our website to get that full review for direct admission.
And Chanel, how does Farmer handle that?
Very similar. Students apply to the Farmer School of Business on the Common Application by indicating any business major as their top choice. They'll be then reviewed for admission to the Farmer School as a direct admit. For students who are not directly admitted or who chose not to apply, there is a sophomore pathway for admission. And if students complete the admission criteria as a current Miami student, they can move into the Farmer School as sophomores. But the majority of our students are direct admit in the first year.
Yeah. Now I'm just going to put a word in for direct admit programs, which I really like. Obviously, the difficulty with them for the applicant is you have to know in advance that you want to study business. And many parents who want their children to study business may find that their children may want to study philosophy or political science or English or something else. And the way to go about this, I think, is to say, so you can minor in another subject, so you can pursue that interest or passion of yours right now. But by majoring in business and applying to the business school, I think you get your seat, you have your seat, and because it's also very selective for people who join a program in their junior year, the universities cannot take everybody. So if you can get in on direct admit, I would say you should get in on direct admit. Now, Chanel, what advice do you have for parents and how to balance supporting their student in the process and kind of letting the student guide the process? We've all heard about the helicopter parents. And I know, as a parent, we all get very involved because we're heavily invested in our kids. How do you achieve the right balance there, though?
I view our relationship with families are that parents are partners here. And so we want the best for your student, and we know that you want the best for your student. But ultimately, let the student be in the driver's seat when they're making the decisions. You really have to call this place home for the next 4 years. So we want this to be a school that you really can thrive and feel comfortable in the environment. And so, really let the students drive. I think one of the things that parents do really well is ask great questions. So as you're engaging in those college visits, make it to campus. Talk to the folks that your student is going to spend time with. Talk to the current students. questions, ask good questions. And as you do those tours, ask who's really going to be teaching your classes. Will it be faculty? Will it be graduate assistants? And meet some of those folks along the way. And really, the families are partners. And so anytime families have questions, you are always welcome to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help. We know this is a tough choice, and we know this is a big investment in your students' education. And we certainly feel that it is an important investment. Here in the Farmer School, we have a 93% retention rate from first year to second year. And so students who come here generally really have a very positive experience, and we're really excited to continue their studies at Miami. Sometimes life gets in the way, and students, have unexpected challenges that they face, but we're here to help them navigate that. I think the benefit of, pursuing a business education is that you have 2 years before you have to decide what you want to do within business. So generally, I find that students can find their fit and can figure it out. And we help them navigate that pathway as they go, to really customize their undergraduate experience to something that's going to be very well-rounded and is going to meet all of their needs.
Casey, what's your advice for parents?
That was great advice. In addition to asking us questions, I would encourage parents to ask their student questions about how they're feeling about the college search. What do you like about that school? What type of environment, do you see yourself really enjoying? What's most important to you? Kind of engaging in that dialogue and letting the student lead that. I also think for parents that are on the visit or they're asking us questions, to think about as a parent, how can you build your toolkit of resources to then help your students sort of help themselves once they're here? We always talk in our visits with families that there's one office in our building that is like the one-stop shop for student support. I want the parents to know what that office is, where it is, because when their students will call them and say that they're experiencing a challenge, then that equips and empowers that parent to say, hey, that office that's there in Biff, I think someone there can help you out. And that's not being a helicopter parent at all. That's encouraging students to seek out resources that are there for a reason to support their success and make sure they're happy and healthy. I also think whether or not your student tells you, they care about you being involved in this process. We know that families are the number one reason or influencer on why a student chooses a college. So being engaged at any point, I think your student will appreciate and value and really care about your opinion at the end of the day.
Casey, what advice do you have for students and parents to get the right fit and make a decision about which school, which program to select?
I think trying to connect with students when you can. We have a lot of students that want to talk to prospective students, and seeing those students as your future classmates, I think, is an important part too, not just as a mentor or a role model, but are these students that you could learn alongside? I always like to showcase not only our first and second year curriculum, but the classes that you would be taking your third and fourth year. Are you excited about those topics? Are those topics interesting? Do you want to have group projects surrounding those topics with students from all sorts of different fields? And again, do you feel like you would be supported, but also challenged in that environment is something that we're always navigating to.
Chanel, your advice for students and parents trying to make the right fit for their kids?
Whatever you choose, I hope that you'll soak up all the opportunities that the institution has to offer. So, at Miami, that's that client-based project in the first year, the study abroad opportunities, the incredible student organizations, case competitions, startup weekend. There are so many opportunities, and I think you really just have to seize the moment to really take advantage of those. When I talk with seniors, I interview our commencement speakers every year, and I asked them to reflect on their experience, and they're like, I did so much during my time at Miami, and I feel like I could have done so many more things while I was here. And so the Farmer School is an incredible experience, and I just love hearing their reflections on their time. And that's one of the things that they share with me is they say, like, I've done so many things and I probably could have done 100 more. So really soak it all up and, choose an institution that you feel like is going to be a home for you. Very much the Farmer School feels like a home for our students, and we have all of our classes here. And so students have a vibrant sense of community here in the business school. And so when you walk around campus, and as you talk to faculty, staff, students, I think you're really going to get a sense for that. And when you talk with our Farmer School of Business ambassadors, ask them those questions.
And I think if you can, you should definitely try to visit the campus. And what do you think is the best time to actually visit campus for a would-be applicant? Chanel?
So we have two incredible opportunities coming up on Saturday, September 28th, and then Friday, October 25th. We are hosting two very large open houses here. So you'll have the opportunity to eat in a dining hall, meet with financial aid, talk to study abroad, talk to faculty, meet with current students, and really do kind of it all in one day. So those open houses are an incredible visit opportunity if you can make it to campus. If those don't work for you, we also offer campus tours every single week and opportunities to connect with a Farmer School prospective student visit where you'll meet with a Farmer School ambassador and a staff member in a small group session. So those are great ways to connect with us if you can't make it to our two open houses.
And Casey, is there an ideal time for a prospective student to visit Gies?
Whatever works with the student and the family schedule. I know high school seniors are busy and families are busy, so we do our best to accommodate whatever date or time works for you. We also have an open house this Saturday, Illini Fest, where we offer Explore Gies as a way to see a lot in one day. But I also met with a group of students and their families on Monday. It was a small group. There was 3 students, and our check-in was right in our main business building in the height of the class transition. So they got to see classes happening on a very regular day, feeling that energy, seeing students connect. And so that's a great advantage of coming during the week. But we also run large visit programs over the summers. Just as we know, whatever works out best for your schedule, we want to make sure you have an opportunity to see as much as you can. But during the week, regular day, I think is a great start.
Now, I know that faculty and staff will move into your new building in January, but you won't have classes there until the fall of next year.
Right.
When comes in, let's say, March or April in the spring, will they get a chance to look at the new building?
That's our hope. I want to use that outdoor event space for some of our meetings, and space is a premium on our campus right now. So we're just excited to open up maybe more visits and get more students on campus and seeing the different facilities as soon as possible.
Now, I know that part of the mission of your new dean at Gies is to increase scholarship help. And I'm wondering, number one, are there scholarships for undergraduate students? And number two, are they based on need or merit or both?
So any student that applies and also submits a FAFSA is automatically reviewed for our scholarship. So it's a combination of looking at their application for admission as well as need based on that FAFSA. So we automatically do that review. About 25% of our incoming undergraduate students are awarded a renewable scholarship in addition to any campus aid. So I talk to families a lot that it's really about packaging university aid from some of our main programs like Illinois Commitment and Illinois Promise, our President's Award program, and then adding any college-specific scholarships on top of that to get that full aid package.
Right. And Chanel, what's the scholarship picture at Farmer?
So we do have a merit scholarship grid on our website, so students can certainly apply for that. We also have scholarship opportunities that are for selective programs like the Ohio Governor's Scholarship, the Honors College, and our Presidential Fellows Program. So those do require an additional application process for Presidential Fellows. So those are additional opportunities that students can apply for. And then certainly make sure that you fill out that FAFSA so that you can be considered for the additional aid as well.
Great. Well, listen, thank you so much for participating. I think we learned an awful lot in a short period of time. Casey at Gies and Chanel at Farmer. We will be right back in 15 minutes with a careers panel where we'll talk about what schools do to help develop and manage the whole journey to a real career for their students. And we'll talk about the career outcomes of the programs. And now, if you have any questions, you want to join one of our chat sessions, So that they will follow immediately after the careers panel. I have a half hour with Gies and then a half hour with Pharma. You can ask any question you'd like, which is why we didn't take questions in this session, incidentally, because you'll have a lot of one-on-one questions for each school later on. So thank you for joining us, Casey and Chanel. Thank you so much. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants.